Hello and good morning. Joining me today, just Super Cup champion Sandesh Jhingan
Mm.
once again. AFC looming. That is the big call. Playing at the Asian level, that's where he's always aspired to be. And the two top teams this year, Mohun Bagan Super Giant and FC Goa, will be the two teams that will be playing at the Asian level from India. First thought, Sandesh Jhingan winning the Super Cup. Good end to Manolo Marquez. Now
Mm.
completely towards the national team, but a perfect farewell for your coach.
Yeah, first of all, good morning. And of course, it was massive for us to get our hands on the trophy. I think it would have been unfair to ourselves. We wouldn't have done enough justice if we would have ended the season without lifting any trophy. Really happy the way the whole city, as Goa, I remember we had a big gathering last July and we all promised each other that we'll do whatever it takes to bring the glory days back to FC Goa. And it was such a great feeling that how a city comes together for a collective mission. We had our ups and downs, no doubt about that, but I think we did a really good season, finishing second in a season. Usually 48 points should get you the, but I think Mohun Bagan was on a different level. You have to respect that and credit to them, they were the champions. But Super Cup was something which we knew we have to Uh, the season already was being pretty long, but we knew that we cannot end the season without lifting the trophy. And I'm glad the way everyone performed, and so happy that FC Goa is back at the Asian level because big clubs need to play at big stages, and I'm very happy that we could be part of it. And we'll work towards the next season now.
How important is doing well at AFC for Indian football? Both these clubs, Mohun Bagan and FC Goa.
I think it's massive. See, when you look at the progress of the country, you always judge how your country does in them international tournaments. If you look back before the 2019 Asian Cup, we were never regular at the Asian Cup, but for the first time consecutively, we qualified for two Asian Cups. And then we saw the shift because I've been with the national team 2013, but I've seen the shift for the respect towards us from the other countries because when they saw this team regularly goes to the Asian Cup, this team is doing well against the big boys like Qatar and all them teams. Then the respect change and they start looking at you, with more respect. And but that same thing follows when you are at the club level also. One side is what the national team will always do, but then when your players, for example, now Mohun Bagan and us will be at the AFC level. Of course, we play them international games also, but now we'll get more international games, more exposure to show how good we are. And it's about performing in them stage at the highest level, then you earn more respect, you get more experience. For example, we get teams from Saudi or if we get a team from Qatar or somewhere, and then we get the result we want, that it brings more eyes into it. The how Indian football is improving, the clubs are getting better. So in that sense, all in all, it's massive for us and in a selfish point of view also because as individuals, we want to play big tournaments, we want to win big trophies, and winning the AFC for sure. Mohun Bagan would be aiming for that, and we'd also aim for that. I know it's a big shout from now, but what's the point of going to a tournament if you don't want to win it?
Yeah, and that is the point, Sandesh. I mean, when I see the national team, when I see these clubs, I
Mhm.
think both these clubs and big clubs, clubs with fan base, clubs
Mhm.
with pedigree, clubs with money, these are the ones that has to lead. I mean, whether it is Sanjeev Goenka for Mohun Bagan, the huge fan base that Mohun Bagan has, or an
Mhm.
FC Goa, like you said, the city comes together.
Mhm.
Absolutely, the state comes together for the football team, has
Mhm.
footballing pedigree in that sense, will have to lead. When I see the
Mhm.
national team, and you have been part of it, I don't, and you saw, I mean, I had sent you a message also when we did not do well against Bangladesh. All of us were disappointed. The
Mhm.
footballing level at the national team level has not really gone up in the last couple of years. These are opportunities, club level, national team, to again take it up. What do you think? we need to do collectively to again make sure that we break into the top 100, again make sure that nationally we are there, club wise AFC, make a difference at the Asian level? Thoughts?
First of all, even we were disappointed after the 0-0 with Bangladesh. And I've wrote it on my social media platform as well, that I put my hand up, and if there's someone need to be blamed for that result, then I'll take all the blame game. And I'm not saying it out of just for the sake of it. The country was upset, and they should be. The criticism thrown at us is valid. But we also need to look at, when you said like how we need to break into the top 100, let me rewind a little bit. Exactly 10 years ago, I would say, almost, we were 173. What brought us to the 90s, or close about 100? What got us for the first time ever in footballing history of this great nation that we qualified for 2 Asian Cups? What correct things we did then that got us there? Me being part of that journey, it was many moments like this right now when we didn't have the result which was expected. Many left the boat and they felt like, oh, Indian football will not go anywhere. But I saw many who stayed on the boat, believed in the plan, believed in the dream. And now here we are. If this result would have happened 15 years ago, which must have happened many times, there won't be that much of a buzz. There people will be like, it's okay, Indian football is like this. But I'm happy in a way. It's ironic that now people do feel bad when the result goes this way. Means people do care. A lot of people are involved in this. So it shows how much we have grown as a nation. And again, if times like this are thrown at us, we need to show more unity. There will be people who will throw in the towel, who will take joy in it, which is quite natural, happens all over the world. But my dressing room, and the people I know who are behind this mission, we will not let one result put doubt in our minds. There's still 5 more games. We again are on a path of doing something for the past, since we got independent. Never has been done before. Never India qualified for 2 Asian Cups. A lot of people do forget that, but I keep initiating it, keep saying it, because it is important. And now we're going for the 3rd consecutive Asian Cup. So one result, it hurts us. Of course, I'm the first one to put my hand up, like I said. But one game doesn't define us. One game I will not let this result affect my dressing room so much. We will learn from it, and there are 5 more games. And when the qualifiers will finish, then we'll see where we stand. And I'm pretty confident that we'll do all our best to make it to the 3rd consecutive Asian Cup, which, again, never happened before.
2 points from what you answered. One, I totally buy the point about people involved. And I'll give you my personal example. The day of Mohun Bagan's ISL League Shield win, 23rd Feb, I was at the stadium in Salt Lake. And the same day, there was an India-Pakistan cricket match Champions Trophy in Dubai. And I'd asked myself this question, because I do cricket, I do football, I do Olympic sport. You know that. I'd asked myself this question, boss, India-Pakistan के दिन यार कौन देखेगा यार football, क्यों देखेगा ये final भी नहीं, क्यों? And I did not go to Dubai myself. I said, नहीं चलो अपने शहर में है, मोहन बागान देखने जाते हैं, cover करने जाते हैं. There were 60,000 people shouting at the top of their voice. There were 60,000 outside asking for one ticket. Mohun Bagan's final. By the way, if I take that, it was clashing with an IPL game. And Kolkata was packed, jam-packed. In cricket, there were 40,000 at the Eden Gardens. So there were 70,000 at the Salt Lake Stadium for the final against Bengaluru.
Yeah.
And it told me something. It said, boss, come on. Despite us not having the desired results, look at these people. They are still with the sport. Number one. Your thoughts on that? And the second question, is Marquez the man? Because nobody knows him better than you. You have Manolo Marquez.
Yeah,
You have
Manolo. Yeah.
processed with Manolo Marquez. He will now move completely to the national team. Is he
Mhm.
the man to steer Indian football forward? Sandeshji.
First of all, about the attendance of Mohun Bagan, I think, because I have a lot of friends in that club, and I know from the management also, and they are for sure very grateful for the support they had this season, like mostly all seasons. And one of the biggest reasons mm, what they did and why they did, of course, they have fantastic players, have a great coach, great management. But I think the driving force this season has been the fans. And I played in that stadium the last game of the League Shield, and it was like I played in some massive stadiums, under great 70, 80,000 people. I've been fortunate enough, but that day I did feel like why teams do struggle when they go to Salt Lake because the fans create an incredible atmosphere. So massive credit to the fans. And about the Manolo thing, for sure he's the right man. That's why the AFF had appointed him. And I'm not the person, who should uh, get or make comments on this. I'm just a part of the national team. And for me, more important is, I do get the call up. So I'm not going to make a comment whether. See, that's the thing, we can have 10,000 comments or we can make 10,000 conversations. If we would have beaten Bangladesh, nothing, all of this, nothing would have, steered up. So just stay calm, just look at the June games and then we go ahead about it.
Okay. Last couple of questions before I let you go. One,
Mhm.
personally, injury almost written off, questions asked, holding your dog, the child starts walking, you start walking like I said the last time.
Mhm.
End of the season, Super Cup win, now Asia, back again
Mhm.
in the national team. Reflect on the last year. Never say never.
No, I've been blessed enough uh, to have such amazing people around me. A lot of it's easy, of course, I understand now there'll be a lot of good things said about me. Oh, he did this, he did that, he's an inspiration, blah, blah, blah. But end of the day, I was just doing my job, and I've said it before also. Sometimes I feel we athletes are over glorified. I know it's a statement a lot of athletes won't agree with, but the real struggle is often on the roads now. I'm gonna go out now and in just a drive of 10 minutes, I'll see the real struggle. People fighting for daily bread every day. People not for sure. There will be people who slept on the streets. That's the real struggle. And I'm okay. I don't want to go into it too deep. But on the other side, I had a job. I had a club who made sure I had nothing to worry about. There was roof over my head. There was food always on my family's table. There was a guy who was always making sure I keep doing the exercises. My wife made sure that I stay in with a sane mind. My daughter, without her knowing, made sure that I keep a smile on my face. So a lot of people chipped in, and I'll be a very selfish man if I'll just say that, oh, I've done such a great thing. I just did what a footballer or an athlete is supposed to do and get back. And I'm very happy that I could contribute in a very good season. We finished second in the table, went to the playoffs, won the Bandhutkar Cup, won the Super Cup as well. So all in all, I think it was a good season from us. And again, just grateful, man.
Final one. I can see your daughter's photographs at the
Yeah,
they look lovely, by the way. They look
yeah, thank you.
absolutely
Thank you. I just
lovely.
could find this spot right now.
No, no, that's
Yeah,
perfect. And both of us are doting fathers. These are moments
yeah,
that will never go away. I mean, Aisha, for example, is my life
of
in
course.
every single way. But finally,
Mhm.
Sandesh, a message for Indian fans because football fans, they travel with you, travel the distance with you in pain and in glory. More in pain because results haven't gone their way, but they have to stay on. They have to
Mhm.
stay on for y'all to stay on. So, our final message for the fans.
First, of course, I want to thank them. Since you said they've been with us through the tough times and the good times. I remember, again, I'm going to rewind a little bit 2013, 14, 15. The ones who were since then with us, for sure, they never spoke in a conversation when sports was discussed. They must have surely kept their voice down. knowing Indian football where it was back then. And now I'm pretty confident whenever a conversation starts about sports, football fans would be the first or the second to dive into that conversation. So that's how far we have come. And the most basic thing I would say is most natural thing. Nothing in life goes smoothly or everything is not always all rosy and all glorified and everything goes well. It's not like that. Tough time comes in anything, not just football, in life and family, whatever you aspire to do in your life. Tough time comes, which is a test. If you weather it, if you let it drive you crazy, or if it puts doubt in your mind, doubt in your heart, you will surely crumble. Or you stay together, focus on what we need to do, what we as a nation aspire to do in a longer run. We stick to that mission, we stick to that idea and continue to go. And to sum it up, life in a narrow angle, it's always a tragedy. But when you look at it from the wider angle, it's always a comedy. So when you focus too much on just a small part, just one game, it feels like everything is gonna crumble. When you look at it with a wider angle, with a wider picture, in the long run, it all makes sense. So have patience, stick together, and forget the tragedy. Just remember, this all will turn out to be good.
We'll end there. We'll end there. 5 games, all will turn out to be good, is the ray of hope and optimism that Sandesh Jhingan gives to every Indian football fan. Always enjoyed watching you. Not
Thank
when you
you. Thank
perform
you.
against my club, but that's fine. Always enjoy watching you. I want you to do well, but Mohun to win. But that's fandom. That's fine. And for the national team, appreciated you no end, and will continue to do so and keep supporting you in good and bad.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much
so
for
much,
joining
buddy.
me. Thanks a lot.
Have a lovely day. Bye bye.